Why we just go yeah?
Because we went yeah, and now we got to have a good intro, which is this one. And that's welcome back to Danger Zone TV.
Well, who said you get to do
Fireworks.
the intro? What the fuck?
Me.
Oh, okay. I suppose that is quite sad, but Squidward can.
No.
Squidward, don't do it. Welcome back to Dave. We're here for episode 3 in the build to the annual Wrestle Rave. Season 2 is going somewhere. And
It's going so good, we repeated the event. It's actually the alternate showcase. But you know what?
Fuck.
Every show is a WrestleMania for us. Doesn't
Oh,
matter.
man. It is the alternate showcase, isn't it? Shit.
We fooled you. We baited you. We planned this out, actually.
And what else we planned out was the match card for tonight. Whereas nothing was pre-booked on last week's show, but we have a couple of, I guess Toma versus someone was pre-booked on the last week's show. Toma's just facing a local worker.
Local.
Opening the show, we have Angel of Mercy and Shady Ca taking on Doug Peak and Tribal Warrior. This was, of course, announced on Philva Bear's personal social media, which gets millions of followers because of his podcast.
Absolutely. I've been trying to get on there. He's not letting me on there. That's neither here nor there. I shouldn't have brought that up, but you know what? It's just how it is.
So yeah, in canon, I guess in roleplay, I am Philva Bear and you are my friend, and I just don't let you on the podcast.
Yeah, I guess you are. I would be. I want to be. I don't know who I would be. I'd be an intern because Dave doesn't have enough money to afford assistants.
No, you know what would be cool? You know what would be cool is if you're like a part owner, and then we'll just like add somebody to the roster and make them loyal to the company, and that's you.
It has to be some like loser guy that no one's ever heard of.
Fuck yeah, dude. No, yeah, we'll keep you guys updated if we do that. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of like that idea actually.
Yeah, for roleplay purposes, that would be kind of based.
All right. But yeah, main event. We got another main event that gets pre-booked on the show. That's my favorite thing to do, apparently.
Absolutely.
Something happened in the news. Oh, dude, Christian Price is dead. No, not literally. Metaphorically.
He tore his rotator cuff.
He's out for a year. I said it as like a joke, and then I remembered. Wait, Kenny deaths are a thing. People die randomly in the game, so I'm like, I should probably not say that. Other than that, yeah, I think we're all set to run the show.
Yeah, I think we get into it.
All right, and how do we open the show?
We open the show with Frankie storming into Phil's office, and Phil's like, "Come in," and after he's already busted open the deal, and Frankie's like, "Look, I want Flex, I want Pecs, I don't care, I want both of them. I want to prove to them that I deserve to be the Dave champion." And Phil's like, "Look, Frankie, I can't give you either of them. They came into my office after the show, and Pecs, he said, and I quote, that he has a bruised titty. I believe a pectoral muscle, but he called it a bruised titty. So you can't have Pecs, and you can't have Flex because, as a gym bro, he said he spiritually can feel the pain that Pecs is in." And after he says this, Phil thinks for a bit, and he's like, "That's the stupidest thing I ever heard. I'm gonna give you both of them at the pay-per-view." I don't know why I believe that for a second. Frankie's like, "I'm gonna show them what a bruise." But he's like, Frankie's like hyping himself up. Phil's like, spiritually, what the fuck is that? He's just like really concerned that he bought this in. He's like, "Yeah, I'm getting soft."
I'm getting soft. I gotta bring someone in to watch me.
Exactly.
Oh man, dude. When Tyler came up with that idea, I fucking died for a good minute. Oh my god, that was so funny. The
main event of the show are booked right there.
Yeah, the annual Wrestle Rave. That's what we're building to.
Yeah, in a year. They need a year off because that's how long they'll
Frankie's like,
that's probably what they told Phil, is they're gonna need a year off of wrestling. But they will cut promos on the show and get paid.
Frankie, I can't wait to fight them. Well, has to wait a year.
Frankie's like, "No, I want them now." He's like, "Okay."
Oh shit.
Then we have Angel of Mercy and Shady Ca, who get great chemistry, and that shows they just kind of run rings around World. Doug Peak and Tribal have been a tag team off and on. They've gone for the tag titles, but overall, you kind of feel bad for Tribal. He's getting up there. Doug's getting up there too, but he seems to just be carrying on with it. So they kind of just wrestle rings around them. Ernest Youngman is at ringside, stalking, looking for an angle to possibly try. Angel of Mercy always has to watch over his back. Never know when the guy's going to show up and, beat the crap out of him.
I feel like on last week's show, we kind of botched the Ernest Youngman angle. Especially me accidentally pre-booking Angel of Mercy versus Ernest Youngman instead of Tribal Warrior. So Ernest Youngman's promo was mainly about, like, obviously him establishing his role with Pablo, but it was also like, I'm going to face Tribal Warrior, and I'm going to do it twice as good as you'll ever do it. Kind of like a whatever you can do, I can do better setup.
Yeah, I thought my promo was great. Everyone already knew that, of course, because I'm just so fucking good. But, no, I'm kidding. But, yeah, that's the main thing we're trying to book here, is Ernest is trying to one-up Angel of Mercy, whether that be wrestling or just, beating similar opponents. That'll come a theme later. But the only other thing of note is that it's Doug Peak getting the loss against Shady K. So, Ernest is clearly distracted, but it's not enough to get the win, as Shady K hits the K killer onto Doug Peak for the win.
I didn't mean to bury your promo. I didn't mean to.
No,
I didn't mean to shit on you.
And them having chemistry is interesting.
That is very Shane Dole of K.
Shady Angels.
Shane Goal of K. I
Killer
like mine better. So yeah, so Doug Peak gets pinned, and these two just kind of like butt heads after the match. Like Doug Peak eventually gets to his feet and just kind of is like, "No, fuck you, man."
Yeah, they do not stop fighting. They just keep going at it.
Yeah, and eventually Doug Peak's like, I could kick your ass, motherfucker. I worked in Warrior Engine. JPA's like, all I fucking hear is you talking about Warrior Engine. Bro, it died, like, years ago. Can you just shut the hell up about Warrior Engine? Stop talking about how you're tougher than everyone because you worked there. Just, you want a real challenge? You and me at the annual... Fucking goddamn it! I said it again.
He challenges him
Fuck.
to the alternate showcase to a New York street fight. It's gonna be 1-on-1. He's gonna show him what real hardcore is. He tells him that he should engine his nuts onto Doug Peak's face for talking so much crap about Warrior Engine. And these two clearly different hardcore philosophies. We've experimented with this in the past, but now we got Warrior Engine versus just New York gritty street fighting. Coming together at the alternate showcase. I can't wait. I can't see.
We've had the Warrior Engine showcase match. Now it's time for a straight up New York showcase match.
And because it's New York, even though we're in Fremont, Dave audience, we get the loyalists that will, like ECW, fly across country. Or like, here in New York, yes.
I wonder if New York Street Fight is a... I doubt it. I think Street Fight will be fine. That's not a thing. Yeah. What should fight?
Shoot fight, brother.
What should a New York Street Fight be? Barbed Wire USA? Fuck it.
Can we do barbed wire?
No, weapon. No, dude, this is it. Regular hardcore match, but fans are encouraged to bring them. There's weapons from. Oh hell yeah.
Oh yeah, that's definitely ECW too. For fun fact, I was showing my dad some ECW footage, and he kept being surprised that the fans were just allowed to have random weapons, like frying pans and whatnot. And he's like, "That's awesome. I wish they did that now."
All right.
Very wholesome moment.
61,
the good number.
And we get our final match for the pay-per-view, actually pre-booked right here, as Knuckles comes into Phil's office, not nearly as angry. Phil visibly frustrated that people are bugging him on his off day. And so Knuckles comes in, and he's like, the Knuckles redemption arc is not thriving right now. The Knuckles redemption arc needs to happen. What am I saying? He goes in there basically saying, like, I still need to redeem myself. I'm tired of losing all the time. I'm tired of, only being known for as a lackey in this company. Give me a match at the pay-per-view to get my momentum back. And Phil's like, fuck. Normally I wouldn't, because, like, I don't like people telling me what to do. But I actually do need an opponent for my hot new signing Hugh Day Ask. And then as 4C video plays again to hype him up, just because we're shameless. And so you're kind of lucking in, Knuckles. I'll give you a match, and it's going to be against Hugh Day Ask at the alternate showcase. Fucking got it.
Clap.
Fucking got it. Okay, and then following that, we have a backstage angle. That's not good. Between the Philly Blondes and the Dallas Stars with Warren Outlaw. And basically, I don't even know what the setup is. It's just that Tennessee Williams backstage trying to use, like, intimidation tactics on them. Like, you ain't got a chance against us. You think you're all that, but you're nothing but a bunch of weapon-using cowards. And Nelson Callum's like, oh, yeah? Well, your little village people friend is nothing but a beta-cut cowboy pussy boy, baby. Couldn't beat me one-on-one. You couldn't lace up my boots. You can only lace up cowboy boots. I bet you don't even know how to tie your own wrestling shoes. Get in the ring with me. And Marshall Dillon's like, what the fuck? Sure, man. Yeah, let's fight, I guess. 49.
49 for that. That feels accurate.
And then we have Toma just mopping the absolute floor with Nathaniel Ca. 420 fucks, and yeah, man. 37 rated match. Toma asserts his dominance and destroys Nathaniel Ca, and he really does impress Bradford Peveril. Bradford was like a little iffy by the announcement of Toma being his guy to fight next week. However, after that match, Bradford is kind of impressed. He's like, shit, man. This might be fun. And he gives off this impression where he's like, that's really cool, Toma. I'm not scared, you know? He's not scared that he's going to lose his title, but he's like, this looks like it'll be an actual match worth my time.
The little hand gesture he's doing, he probably does that to Toma's face. He's like, not bad, but, you know, everybody gets knocked down at the end there. So then we have, you know, the St. Jude's Hospital where Top Dolla is, and I think the audience immediately screams. They know what's about to happen. So Suzanne's there. Suzanne, if there's one thing she cares about besides money and ruining the show, is Top Dolla. They feel bad that Top Dolla was murdered and is now in a coma. And she's like, you know, after, you know, Bradford came in, and thankfully, you know, Top Dolla is recovering. Hopefully nothing bad happens to Top Dolla again. And Raphael immediately kicks open the door. And Suzanne's like, Raphael, please, you gotta understand, Top Dolla's... And he just backhands Suzanne out of nowhere. There's a doctor who could have stopped this, by the way. He's just like putting an IV in, and he's just like, well, this is the wrestling people. This is what they do. And Raphael just smacks her and then runs out of the room like he's like 5. This is all he came here to do. And clearly, he's been watching the tapes, you know. He found out that, you know, if you want to beat King Boone, you go in and you just start some shit in the St. Jude's where they got Top Dolla. And don't ask why Top Dolla's there. They couldn't... I said Suzanne liked money. Not that she had money. This is the only place they could send him.
They are,
so
yeah.
If you ask them, he's 5.
Yeah, Suzanne is conning the doctors. Yeah. Top Dolla not only is in a coma, but he is a child with cancer. So.
He's conning one of the most respectable institutions in America. So, you know, there's just... And Dave, we don't hire a lot of good people.
If you thought the Crown were baby faces, morally they're not anymore. Raphael, you know what? There's a lot of people in the audience that are very proud of Raphael for smacking that bitch. Next segment.
There you go. Speaking of that, we then have Akima getting ready, who he's scheduled since he's taken on, he's taken on this endeavor with Chris for now, has been scheduled in a match with Troy Tornado. And Troy walks into the room with Robert Thomas, also known as Bobby Thomas, also known as the Bob Intel, and Troy's like, listen, Akima. Everything in Akima's like, okay, Troy, I really don't care. Everything you say is bullshit. I'm very aware of this, but Troy's like, no, you don't understand. I don't want to fight you. I don't want to do this. Akima's like, stop talking, Troy. And he's like, look, if you really want to wrestle tonight, I know you were only booked against me because of Chris, and think about that. What has Chris really done for you? Chris hasn't helped you do anything. He was like, well, we stopped the Bible bashers. And she's like, that's besides the point. That didn't matter anyway. I wasn't involved with that. What matters is you could become your own man. You could be the Dave champion right now, but you're not because you're following Chris. And Akima finally just says enough of it. He's like, look, maybe you are right. Maybe I should be Dave Champion right now if it wasn't for Chris. But if there's one thing I know is I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna beat your ass. And he walks out of the room, and Troy looks at Robert and he's like, "This is your fault."
It's his fault. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And what isn't his fault is then Troy seems to always have a backup plan. And that backup plan is using Akima and immediately using all that rage he built in to get inside of his head like he does with anybody. Meaning Akima does a lot of violence into the match, a lot of just what's it called? There's a lot of interference going on here from Bobbert. But when Chris looks like he's about to get a hit on a Troy while he's got the referee distracted. They don't need the referee distracted, but you know.
No, yeah, Chris came out to even the odds, remember?
He came out to even the odds, and as he goes to hit, Troy does a classic, pulls Akima into it. He gets hit, manages to Robert, I should say, knocks Chris out the ring, hits a Star Maker, gets the 1-2-3. Troy made Akima look bad by cheating. And, you know, we then have Troy and the Bobs are celebrating. Absolutely. Akima's pissed, but he's like 2 levels of pissed. Of course, he's wrestling pissed because he doesn't know if Chris truly did he really botch that interference. But at the same time, he knows pretty well that Troy always is trying to cause some trouble. So he's a conflicted man, and he's conflicted with the fact that he really doesn't give a shit about this whole scenario. All he knows is that so far he's lost. And there's one thing that Troy maybe he notices he's done is that he's pissed Akima off more. So will Akima continue this war with Chris? You know, how is this exactly going to go past the pay-per-view? We're not too sure yet, but that's how we end the show.
That is how we end the show. The 67. One of our weaker shows, but I feel like that's mainly because of the angle ratio fucking us again, not letting me do long angles with good workers. So,
overall, since then, that's a pretty successful show. Considered.
Again, anything above 60 is going to get us pop where we need it. So, yeah.
It's all we need.
It's all we need.
If you don't know, now you know.
The UK Dragon came in and he's like, "Oh, mate, I hate white people."
Hey.
I disagree with this.
Hey, you know, honestly, I expect more of TEW.com.
Yeah, man, this is pretty, like, wrong.
Yeah,
what did we get to?
like that.
Show is still awesome. So, yeah, we're still in the good. But you know what isn't going downhill? That's Danger Zone TV. Danger Zone TV is always growing, and it will continue to grow in the next episode, which is the go-home show for the not annual Wrestle Rave.
The alternate showcase.
So we actually do have 2 matches pre-booked. We have the television title match, Bradford's Toma, and then our main event, Marshall Dillon versus Nelson Callum. And, yeah. I hope you all enjoyed this episode, and I hope to see you for episode 4 of season 2 of The Rebirth.